Thank you very much, sir. I'm Sherifa Chitin from Anadolu Agency. I want to ask you a question about UN reform. As you know, there's a lot of criticism regarding the UN, with many arguing that it's losing its credibility and effectiveness as it seems to be continuously in paralysis. But I would like to know, to what extent do you think the ongoing attacks of Israel, which is almost 1 year in Gaza, and also the numerous US vetoes may have had an impact, may have contributed to the situation?
Well, those are two very different things you're talking about. As I said in my opening statement, and what we've talked about is we do believe that reform and adaptation by the United Nations is appropriate. I mean, my goodness, the kinds of challenges that we're all facing are changing, and they're changing so rapidly. I mean, look at how prominent things like artificial intelligence are right now. A few years ago, we weren't really talking about that. So it's important that the UN keep up with the kinds of global transnational challenges that we're facing. And there's a speed that that needs to go along with that, so that the UN can help the entire international community address these challenges. On your second point, those resolutions that we vetoed, they didn't even condemn Hamas. There was nothing in there that about what Hamas did on the 7th of October. And I think it's really important for all of us to remember how this started. There was a ceasefire in place on the 6th of October. One man chose to violate that and start this war. And we've got to keep coming back to that. Now, we have been nothing but candid and transparent about our concerns about the way in which Israel has prosecuted some of their operations. No doubt about it. There have been too many innocent lives, and I'm talking about Palestinian lives in Gaza, taken or affected in dangerous, terrible ways by this conflict. And we have been very, very clear with the Israelis about our concerns, privately and publicly, about the way in which some of these operations are being conducted. And we'll continue to do that going forward. No question about it. But I think it's important to remember how this all started and what some of those resolutions said and did not say. And my goodness, you got to stand on principle. And President Biden does that. And from the very beginning, we've made it clear that Hamas is responsible for this war. And that if you're going to put a resolution up at the UN, it's got to at least start with putting the blame where it belongs. And it belongs on Mr. Sinwar.